What do a field of sunflowers, a family tree, and a basketball game have in common? Well, it turns out hope still grows in Wake County. You just have to know where to look. Hey, I'm Steve, and this is Good Morning Wake County, your neighborly 5-ish or so minute podcast that skips the doom scroll and brings you the stories that stick with you, the ones that make you think, make you feel, or just remind you why this place is worth calling home. Let's start in Garner. Just past where the mailbox leans a little too far, like it's been listening in on every neighborhood secret. A retired firefighter grieving the loss of his beloved wife did something extraordinary. Not with words, not with a plaque, but with seeds. He planted sunflowers, and not just a patch, a field. Bright golden blooms stretching towards the sky, like they're listening for her laughter in the breeze. Now, the News and Observer called it a way to remember his wife and bring joy to the neighborhood. That's about the best definition of love I've heard all week. Anyone walking by is welcome to take a flower free of charge, grown from grief and rooted in generosity. And I'll tell you this from experience, the only thing braver than running into a burning building is letting your heart stay open after it's been broken. What this Garner gentleman's doing, it's like lighting a candle in someone else's window, even when your own has gone dim. So if you're driving through town, maybe slow down around Vandora Springs. You might just spot a front yard reminding the world, even in sorrow, something beautiful can bloom. And speaking of roots, from sunflowers planted in memory to roots planted in ancestry, let's take a walk through the past. There's something quietly powerful happening later this month at Laurel Hills Community Center in Raleigh. On May 31st, the Wake County Genealogical Society is inviting folks in for a free event called Find Your Family History. It runs from 10 a.m. to noon, and whether you're a seasoned ancestry sleuth or just someone who recently learned your last name has a silent Z in it, they got something for you. Volunteers will guide you through tools like Ancestry and Family Search, turning laptops into little time machines. There'll even be a video playing to help newcomers feel right at home. Now, I'm not saying you'll uncover a secret royal bloodline, but you might find out why Aunt Bernice never trusted goats. Every family's got a story or three. I can imagine there was a rainy afternoon in Wendell, a photo box, and Uncle Jimmy holding a catfish the size of a toddler. Discovering past like that is like finding treasure in your own attic. It grounds us. It explains things, like why I always overcook green beans. And in a county growing faster than kudzu in July, it's good to remember who we came from and how far we've come. Hey, big hat tip to Hoodline for this story. If this already feels worth your time, boop that like button. Give it a little love. The more folks find this, and visit tapyournews.com to sign up for the free daily email, suggest a town we should cover, or just send me a message. It really helps. Of course, some stories take decades to piece together. Others can change in a single heartbeat. It happened during an NC State women's basketball game earlier this year. The crowd was loud, the popcorn was popping, and then silence. A man had collapsed in the stands. And while most people froze, the Wake County EMS crew moved fast, focused, and unshaken. District Captain Becky Lippert said, "We worked as a team effort and we were successful in getting this gentleman back to his family." Sounds simple, but anyone who's ever watched that kind of moment unfold knows it's anything but. This week at the Garner Local Heroes Breakfast, Becky and her team, along with Garner Fire Rescue state troopers and local police, were honored. Not for glory, but for grace under pressure. And it reminded me of a fire years back near Wake Forest where I was a first responder. A neighbor's house lit up the sky like sunrise at midnight. And the crew rolled in like it was just another Tuesday. That's the kind of strength you can't teach in a PowerPoint. These are the folks who show up when we're at our worst and quietly help us get back to something better. So next time you see a fire crew in line at Biscuitville or an EMS rig parked outside Sheetz, hey, give them a nod, maybe even a thank you. Because here in Wake County, heroes don't wear capes. They wear boots, radios, and a readiness that could save your life. Big hat tip to CBS 17 for letting us know about that story. From a front yard of sunflowers to a family tree unfurling in a community center, to a heartbeat brought back in the middle of a basketball game, hope is still growing in Wake County. If you enjoyed the podcast today, it's free to subscribe, hit the like button, or tell someone else about it. It'll help me, it'll help you too, and I love win-win outcomes. And when you hit that like button, it tells the algorithm this was worth listening to. And that helps more folks find their way here. Till next time, I'm Steve, reminding you, sometimes the best news isn't breaking, it's blooming. See ya.